Let's look at these challenges and see how we may overcome this. When it comes to device and network fragmentation, the scaling of decentralization is highly dependent on it. The only feasible way of doing this is to create a platform at the application level. Let operating systems remain, let networks evolve the way they do, and then you build decentralization at the application level. So you make sure that the devices, nodes, can discover, connect, and communicate with each other at the application level. Then you're completely independent of the evolution of networks, evolution of operating systems. The other big challenge of decentralization is increased uplink traffic. Now, this is the traffic going from edge devices to other edge devices or edge devices to the central cloud. Now, although decentralization will lead, I believe, to efficiency, I've given you a very simple example of, for instance, sharing a video on Facebook today. You want to share a video to your friends, you do one instance of uplink to Facebook servers, and then if you have 3 friends watching that video, you will have 3 instances of downlink. If you decentralized and turn every device to a server, then you would have 3 uplinks, assuming that none of these nodes were behind a firewall, you never went through a central entity, then you would have 3 uplinks. So once decentralization becomes very common, then the uplink traffic goes up quite a bit. And that's one thing to consider, for instance, in design of 5G systems. It's best to not assume, please do not assume anything on the traffic in the future. Make sure uplink, downlink traffic can be adjusted. But they don't want to go sideways. One of the good reasons to consider, for instance, TDD instead of FDD or even full duplex communication. The other challenge of decentralization is non-persistent nodes. So these nodes come and go. Some of them are there for minutes, some of them are there for hours, and the system needs to deal with non-persistency. That means very agile application level coordination of these nodes. Whether you pick a super node, for instance, you got to make sure that there's some persistency and you can replace the super node quickly without disrupting communication. So these are all challenges that can be overcome. In fact, in our company, we have done a lot towards building a platform, and we've now opened it up to developers. We built a fabric for this. We don't claim that we're going to be the company that is going to make decentralization happen, because these days, these things happen in an ecosystem with a lot of people participating. And whether this happens or not, it depends how many developers actually participate and start developing solutions in a different way. But what is clear is that decentralization is the future. You know, with internet, we made a lot of gains. With mobile internet, even more gains. The benefits are amazing. The impact on GDP, the impact on freedom of information, access to information, access to education. By no means do I want to downgrade what we have achieved, but it's absolutely essential to make sure that we head in the right direction and provide the ability for choice, consent, and control to the consumers. That's the only way that we are going to achieve digital freedom in the future. Thank you so much.